Thank you very much for joining me on this Sunday. I'm Brian Shields. I want to get right to this. Here's Trinidad and Tobago, and again, watching some blobs of rain moving in this morning. This is with a tropical wave that's near Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire. We talked about this yesterday. The backside of the tropical wave, that's where the moisture feeds in. So we're seeing areas of rain. Please leave what's going on in your comments. Help build this weather community. Let other folks know what's going on. So we've got some rain around right now. Some of it's light, some of it's heavy, and then we're going to see more building throughout the day, but a second tropical wave, an even bigger one, that's going to roll in later this week. I want to show you that and a better chance of rain for parts of the Western Caribbean into Central America. I'm going to cover that. Now, just through tomorrow night, here's Trinidad and Tobago again. The more south we are, the higher chance of rain we have and the better chance of higher totals. You see, southern tier, we could see some spots 75 millimeters or more. And again, some of this we already had over the last few hours and last night. This is all the way through tomorrow night. As we get more to the north, we may pick up 10 millimeters if you get some of the rain passing by, upwards of 25 millimeters in the blue shading. But again, the more south you are, that's where we could see over 75 millimeters of rain. Isolated flooding, Trinidad and Tobago, I got you covered. And again, share this channel because I'm going to dive further into that next tropical wave in a second. Here's what's going on, and you see this moisture that is feeding in. Northern Venezuela, scattered showers, inland sections of Guyana, but some of this, you see this next batch here, back behind it, that's going to be working into Guyana throughout the day, and that'll bring more scattered showers to Trinidad and Tobago. And some of this will find us near St. Vincent of the Grenadines and Grenada, but again, more so over toward Trinidad. Still watching the scattered showers in the Bahamas. Elsewhere, some of the rain has been letting up from what we had last week, and I know so many spots are way too dry. Northeastern Caribbean, we need these tropical waves to lift to the north. Right now, the tropical waves are kind of trekking their way here. Eventually, the pattern will shift, and there'll be a little more to the north, so over toward Antigua and Barbuda. Down the road, we'll see a better chance of rain. But here's what's going on. I want to show you what's next. Again, we have this one tropical wave right now near Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire. By the time it approaches, not a lot with it, but that is bringing in some of the rain now toward Trinidad. But you see here another tropical wave, but these two are going to have a little more moisture around, and I'm going to show you them as they move in this video. And again, that means a higher chance of rain as we get into later in the upcoming work week. It is getting busy. Now, here's the broader picture. Scattered showers toward the Bahamas. There's been severe weather parts of the United States. Keeping an eye on that with still those kind of late spring, early summer fronts that have been diving by. Not much in the way of Mexico. Offshore models have been hinting at some development over toward the eastern Pacific. I'll monitor that, of course. Got you covered there as well. Now, let me go short term and then let me go long term and take you into the week and what I'm tracking next. This is for today, this afternoon. Trinidad, Tobago, Northern Venezuela, Guyana, just what I was talking about. Suriname, rain chance picking up, passing showers. Puerto Rico, British, U.S. Virgin Islands, we need some rain. We just need a change in the pattern. Not much yet. Hit or miss shower, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Cuba, not a lot in Belize. Scattered showers, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, into Panama. And again, ABC Islands, we are on the drier side today, although those winds are going to be picking up. All right, let me bring you out in time. From our Sunday afternoon into our Monday afternoon and stop the clock here. Now, pretty much the same thing tomorrow. Look at the shower still around Trinidad and Tobago. Slight chance, ABC Islands. Haiti, Dominican Republic. We've been in between systems. The action has been mainly off to the west, and again, watching the tropical waves off to the east. So not a ton, but some spotty afternoon storms will be possible. All right, moving forward into your Tuesday afternoon, and let me stop the clock here. Look at this moisture building offshore. Again, on the Atlantic side, generally south of Barbados. Watching Barbados for a few scattered showers Tuesday may clip us by in St. Lucia, Dominica, Guadeloupe, and Martinique. But look at that rain building right there. And then into the Western Caribbean, as we've been talking about together, that rain will be building. Now, the models are all back, well, the American model was showing a crazy hurricane or something like that. Not a shock, as we talked about together, as I was telling you, it's backing off on that scenario, but showing a lot of rain building. This is by the time we get into Wednesday. More rain in the Western Caribbean. I'll always keep an eye out for signs of development, but look at that. As I mentioned, that next tropical wave. So we have one right now bringing rain to Trinidad, but as we get into next week, you can see Trinidad and Tobago will see a higher chance of rain, bringing you out into Thursday. A couple things here. I hope some of this rain feeds into Mexico, Belize. Still a wait and see, but again, more active in the Western Caribbean to show you what's next. So if you're in Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua, go ahead, share this channel because I'm going to be tracking this throughout the week in case we get flooding, especially over toward the higher terrain. Clearly clearly that's going to be an issue in spots. And then you see it right there. Look at that rain streaming in. So we're kind of getting into not only the rainy season in spots, but that tropical wave season where the tropical waves are a little more aggressive. We don't need a name system, of course, to get flooding. That's what I'm watching next as we go throughout the week. We are going to have plenty to track together on this channel. Now, here are the 2-day rain totals, and you can see, again, I was highlighting Trinidad and Tobago, just a passing shower. Look how dry we are, though. Puerto Rico, British, U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, Anguilla, Antigua, and Barbuda. I know we've had a few passing showers here and there, not nearly enough. I'm thinking of you. We have water restrictions in spots, and there have been those rolling blackouts where the power has to go out for a little while. Been watching that in some areas of the Caribbean and Central America. Could see some higher totals in parts of Western and Central Cuba. And again, the scattered showers through the Bahamas could give us 25 millimeters to 50 or 1 to 2 inches of some rain over the next couple days. Watching the winds, and this is also kind of a sign we're going to see those tropical waves kind of getting a little more aggressive as they move in. Winds, of course, generally out of the west and then curling out of the, or east rather, and then curling out of the southeast. But you can see the brighter colors showing up by tomorrow over toward Aruba, northern Colombia, and that just means some gustier winds. We'll have some of the winds gusting to about 56 kilometers an hour in spots, or 35 miles per hour. So things are going to be picking up with the winds, especially with those next tropical waves coming in. So if you have fishing concern, or you're out there fishing, our captains and mariners, I'll keep an eye on things for you, and I'll keep an eye on the seas. They are going to be building across the Caribbean and the Atlantic. Those waters are going to be cranking up a notch with the stronger tropical waves. So here's what's going on today. Trinidad and Tobago, again, more south, higher chance of rain today, 70% chance. Rain chance goes down a little bit. It's still around, but it goes down some, but then it goes back up again, especially by Thursday. We're going to see that rain chance going up. St. Lucia, 30 to 40% chance of passing showers, but again, by the time we get into the end of the week, we may see a few more. Same thing over toward Barbados. Anguilla, yes, way too dry. Rain chance up a tick, up to 30% on Tuesday. Clearly not a washout. It is super dry. Anguilla, Antigua, and Barbuda over towards St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat and Saba. Puerto Rico, rain chance a minimal 20%. Heat advisory is in effect. It is super hot, but we don't have the extreme heat warnings. There are heat advisories either way. It's too hot. We've had that dust around, and again, as I mentioned a couple of videos ago, that dust will be picking up. Haiti, that rain chance pretty limited. Same thing in the DR. Again, 20-30% chance of a pop-up shower storm. Swinging back toward Aruba, again, a little bit higher the next couple of days. Fingers crossed we at least get a passing shower. That's with that tropical wave. Again, we have one on top of us now, Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire. Hopefully some of the moisture tries to feed in, but there's just not going to be a lot. Isolated showers and storms in Jamaica. Big difference from what we've seen over the last couple of weeks. Same thing, my friends, in the Cayman Islands and Belize, 10 to 20% chance of rain. But again, Mexico, Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica. I'm going to be watching that buildup of rain as we get into later this week in the Western Caribbean. And again, that new tropical wave in the Eastern Caribbean. So there's so much to track going forward. No name systems on the horizon. We had Arlene last weekend, which was a brief tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico. Brett is the next name on the list, tracking things storm by storm for you as we go throughout the season. So watching right now, some of that rain in Trinidad and Tobago got you covered. Again, leave those comments. That next tropical wave is going to be a little bit bigger, so we're going to be watching that. That's the one that moves in later this week, and watching more dust as well later this week, and then monitoring the Western Caribbean. I showed you the buildup of moisture. It's hard to pinpoint now, 5-6 days away, of where exactly that rain is going to set up, but Western Caribbean into Central America got you covered. And again, overall, that pattern is trending to stronger tropical waves, so I'll be watching that on this channel with you. Keep me posted on what's going on where you are. You can leave your location, whatever the weather is, too hot, too dry, too wet, whatever you got going on. If you do have some of that flooding, leave it in those comments. I'll get to those throughout the day. Until then, I hope you have a good day ahead.